Hello and welcome again to Immigration News and Views. My name is David Nachman and I'm one of the managing attorneys at the Nachman Fawani Zimochek Law Group, NPZ Law Group. We have offices located in Ridgewood, New Jersey. We also have an office in Midtown Manhattan, and we have affiliated offices in Montreal and Toronto, Canada, and also an affiliated office in Mumbai, India, where I just returned after working there for several weeks. And in our next video, we're going to tell you a little bit about my trip and my visits to the U.S. consulate offices in India. But before I do that, one of the things when I got back is I realized that the Visa Bulletin for December had announced that there is going to be, there were some original projections and predictions made with regard to visa usage with regard to certain countries, most interestingly India and China, and I just wanted to address those issues for our viewing audience. So I'm given to understand, and actually this came out as a release in late November, that Charles Oppenheimer, the individual who's responsible for crunching the numbers for the visa bulletins, which are publications that come out from the visa office at the U.S. Department of State on a monthly basis. You may have seen the visa bulletins. If you have not, I encourage you to take a look at the visa bulletins at www.travel.state.gov. You'll be able to pull up a visa bulletin by typing in the month and then also the year. And you'll be able to see the most recent visa bulletins. You'll note that in the most recent December visa bulletin that there are some numbers that are assigned to the, these are called priority dates, which means that the dates that individuals are waiting for the visas to be processed, or I guess also referred to as the queue. So Charles Oppenheimer, the individual who crunches these numbers, had a meeting with some of the high-level AILA liaison members recently, and what we're given to understand is that as of November 20th, there are no additional EB2 numbers that will be allocated for India. So that is something that's new. Basically what he said was that the EB2 numbers, the demand has been unprecedented, which has resulted in his need to no longer make those EB2s available, which means that EB2 for India is going into what we call retrogression. And so actually what the statistics that we have, which we'd like to share with you, is that in fact the demand for November 10th through November 20th, 2013, from the visa office, basically the visa office at the U.S. Department of State received 150 EB2 green card requests per day. And as a result of that, which means that it's highly, highly charged, Charles Oppenheimer, who's again the individual who was crunching these numbers, felt that he needed to put these numbers into retrogression to avoid, to avoid this tremendous demand. Now, what is the reason for this? Well, he gave several reasons. Basically, what he said was that the majority of the requests that resulted in this tremendous demand was because of upgrades where beneficiaries had upgraded their petitions from EB3s to EB2s. I can say that at least here in our office we do see a tremendous number of EB3 to EB2 upgrades. And so that was one of the reasons why the EB2 classification went into retrogression. So what Charlie Oppenheimer did was he shared with us that it's not until probably August or September of 2014, and which are the last 2 months, mind you, of the fiscal year, of this fiscal year, that, that India will advance again on the EB2 classification to December of 2008. So again, there are a couple of factors that he looked at as reasons why this retrogression occurred. Number one, there was a tremendous usage of the EB1 classification, and as many of you may be aware, EB1 numbers, if they're unused, would drop down to be used in the EB2 classification. So obviously with EB1 numbers being used, there were less numbers to drop down. Now that's a two-edged sword. It's good because it means that the individuals who are taking advantage of this EB1 are very, very highly regarded individuals. These are individuals with extraordinary ability, or they're outstanding researchers and professors, or they're multinational executives, and their dependents. And that was another reason why he said that there was a tremendous amount of demand, and that was that the dependent visas were tremendously highly charged. And as a result of that, they had to look at this in retrogression. Also, as I mentioned before, the EB3 to EB2 upgrades resulted in his need to feel that they needed to go into retrogression. Now, what I'll point out, though, however, for our viewing audience also is that in the Comprehensive Immigration Reform Bill, which has been proposed, S-744, there are provisions which would make this type of retrogression unlikely because more visas would be allocated to the various categories. So, of course, we all have to keep lingering in the back of our minds that if comprehensive immigration reform does come, and hopefully it can come sooner, this, of course, would alleviate this burden which is being placed as a result of the retrogression of the India numbers this month. So, of course, we have to, now please understand that what we're talking about here are merely predictions. They are merely statistical analyses, and as everyone knows, these things can change depending upon what the numbers and what the data is that's reported to the U.S. Department of State or to Charlie Oppenheimer on a monthly basis. So if you or any members of your staff or any of your friends or family members have any questions with regard to your priority dates, of course, I highly encourage you to take a look at the monthly visa bulletins, which are available to the public on www.travel.state.gov. You can take a look at that online. If you have any questions about how those priority dates affect you, or if you have, let's say, an EB2 date locked in and an EB3 date locked in, and you're trying to figure out which one is going to be the one you can take advantage of, or you have a family-based petition that's filed and you have a competing employment-based petition that's filed, please feel free to give any of our immigration lawyers a call here at Nachman Polwani Zimochek. We look forward to being of assistance to you. Thanks very much for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Bye now.